Hello, everyone. Welcome to the SLO City Together Podcast here on a lovely Thursday morning. After, as we often say, perhaps a brief, perhaps an extended and unintentional hiatus. Unplanned.
Unplanned, for sure.
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary. Yeah, we could have done it.
Could have done it, but we didn't.
You know what? I had a comment this past week. I was meeting with someone and they're like, you know what? Like they're asking questions about all the things that happened in the past 3 months.
Yeah.
And all that's upon us, which we could get to.
They
said, you know, in the midst of everything though, I just honestly want to know one question. I'm like, oh man, I'm like ready.
Yeah.
For like maybe
big tough question.
Yeah. And it was, why haven't you all done the podcast? and
that is a tough question.
I had no good answer.
Yeah. I would take full responsibility.
Yeah.
It's part of my role to initiate this.
Yeah.
And I have failed. And so I would like to look at the camera now and submit a formal apology. Submit? Sure. My apologies. But we're here today, and it's good to be here today.
I'm glad we're here.
I'm glad we're here. We were just
I actually initiated this one.
You did, yeah.
I said podcast, question mark?
Yeah, in a calendar request.
Yeah.
And I said, yep.
Okay.
Jordan said no.
He did.
I would like to publicly out him.
Yeah, and he's not listening to this anyway because he only listens to his episodes.
It's true. It's true. So that's one fewer listener than we'll have. But that's okay. Thank you for being here with us today. We were just talking about how long it's been, and it has been 3 months, over 3 months.
3 months, something like that.
I think the last one was...
We were in the middle of that Ephesians series talking about...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was going to say last one was, I think, was with Skylar the week of my wedding.
Yeah, and so you did get married.
It happened. Yeah,
you did.
Yeah,
you did go to New Zealand.
I did go to. Both of those things happened.
Yeah,
I did not say hi to Levi in New Zealand.
No, you didn't.
As he publicly
acknowledged.
We acknowledged
in one service.
In one service, not all of them. But it was great.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, he's getting dinged.
Let me just do not disturb myself.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. So I've been married for a little bit. Visited New Zealand, which was lovely. Would highly recommend it. And here we are. In the midst of a rooted season that we haven't discussed on a podcast.
I feel like you're having even a moment now of thinking back about what have we experienced and what do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm watching you think about where do we want to go?
Really what I'm doing is laying out a few things, and seeing which one you choose to dive into. So there's a
method to your madness. What do I jump in on?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so far you haven't done either.
I haven't really
that's
even
making
responded.
me nervous. I'm trying to think of more things.
Brent's
now.
lost it. He's lost it.
Your mom was in town recently.
My mom was
How was that?
That was short. I'll stick with that one.
Okay, let's start there.
Christmas happened.
Yeah, we can get into the holidays.
We got rained out.
We did.
We didn't really talk about that.
Let's talk about Christmas Eve. Okay. So Christmas Eve, we got rained out.
Yeah.
We knew it was coming. People were saying it was coming. And
Lots
per
of
usual,
rain.
we
Lots
said, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Because it does every year. We face that problem.
Every year for the past 6.
Yeah. Christmas Eve, it's forecasted to rain. And that hasn't impacted our plans previously. But this year it did. We made the decision to move inside of the gym that we're meeting on Sunday mornings.
Unbeknownst to the school, but...
they found out about it.
They did.
Yeah. I was in there helping, got you covered, loading the stages.
They were like,
and
what's going on here?
Yeah, they said, you're bringing more stages?
Did they really?
Verbatim.
I haven't heard this.
It was a very kind and friendly woman named Dawn, and she was very helpful.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you, Dawn. You were awesome.
I hope you're listening.
I hope as well. And I explained these are just for a Christmas Eve service that we're doing, and then we'll be out of here. And so we also, part of the reason we rented the stage pieces, why we brought in more stages, is because we decided to do it in the round.
Which is a circular form.
Yeah. Though the stage was rectangular.
But the stage...
Figure that one out.
Yeah.
And
that was a great service.
That was my favorite Christmas Eve
really?
service.
Ever?
It really was. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I love doing it outside.
Well, why?
I always love... No, I'm not going to explain. I'm just kidding. I love doing them outside, and I thought I would miss it, but I actually really enjoyed inside in the round. For one, I like worship in the round. I've probably said it before.
Which is a circular form of worship. Everybody's focused on the center stage.
Exactly. I wish
not focus on the stage though. Focus on the communal aspect.
Because it is more communal. I've always said I wish that's how worship was all the time, but I think logistically, it's difficult to pull that off week after week.
Why? I actually think we get more people in the room.
Well, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think setup is more difficult, and even from
sound
an audio thing, it is harder to mix.
Ironically, I would say it sounded better than usual.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe we ought to be doing that.
I don't know.
But what you're saying, I do think I think that the main reason is I think it's more representative of what worship is in a corporate setting. It's not 6 people on an elevated platform looking one way and 300 others on a lower platform looking a different way. In the round, there's not a central figure except for when someone is up front speaking. But I think that again,
it was you at one point.
But I wasn't central though. We were all we were all
joking.
Internally turned as well.
Yes, that's true.
And so, I think
your
it just
backs
represents
were to everyone, in a sense.
Well, not everyone.
No, just a quarter of, 3/4
exactly.
of the room.
Yeah.
But then Abby's back was to a different 3/4.
Yep, that's how that works. Yeah, and so I think it's just more communal, and I love getting to see the church worship and engage in worship, and I think. But that's not something as a congregant you get to see that much, at least on a full measure. And so I think the round allows that more.
The congregants allow,
Yep. So it just feels more intimate, more engaged. So another part that I liked about it is that it made, well, for one, you could hear voices more, which is always really cool. And it actually made the candle lighting go quicker. I don't know if you noticed that. Because it wasn't going shotgun spread.
It was going around.
It was...
And then Andrew was like, please blow out your candles immediately.
That was a big conversation leading up. People were really concerned about candles indoors.
Well, there's lacquered wood on all the
it is a
wood
unique
paneling on the whole walls. And we didn't necessarily ask for permission.
Yeah, they didn't know about that.
They did.
Don, if you're still listening, forget that you heard
the stages
that.
You saw. You caught us. But the candle lighting, fire in the room, 850 candles lit simultaneously. I mean, they designed those things though to not burn hot. Yeah. So it's not a big deal. Yeah. I have a funny story about Christmas Eve.
Would love to hear it.
And it attaches to last Sunday in the kickoff of the Rooted campaign. I wore I got up, I got ready, I go to church. After church, we go to lunch and Jenna's like, I really like that shirt you have on. She was like, is that a new shirt? I was like, no. It's not a new shirt. She was like, are you sure? I've never seen it before. I was like, yes, you have. She was like, no, I haven't. I was like, I wore this shirt on Christmas Eve, one of the biggest holidays of the year. Yeah. I wore this shirt on Christmas Eve. We took pictures together and you didn't even know.
It's also, you've worn that.
No, that's the second time I've worn that. I bought that shirt on Christmas Eve.
Really?
I had nothing to wear.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm going to go down, buy a new shirt. Okay. CCS. I was in such a hurry because I don't usually buy clothes. Yeah. In general. Yeah. I usually get like free sweatshirts from student ministry and so that's my only story. She didn't recognize this Sunday that my shirt was new on Christmas Eve, not February 1st.
If I'm remembering correctly, is it a black sweater?
No. Wow, Luke. Wow. To be fair, I have no idea what you were wearing on Christmas Eve. So why should I expect you to remember what shirt I was wearing?
Yeah. Oh, well.
There it is. So Christmas Eve was fun. Maybe we'll just plan it in the round.
Yeah.
Outside though.
I think so. Or maybe not. Yeah. I don't know. I like to doing it inside. There's pros and cons either way.
Were we on the backside of Thanksgiving the last time we did this? Like, I feel like we're still trying to find our sea legs here on this episode.
Potentially.
We're trying to, because it's like, we haven't been on the water for a while. Yeah. It's a little choppy. Mm-hmm. We feel a little disoriented. Yeah. I feel like there might be some tension between us that we need to work out.
What?
Yes or no?
No.
Okay, good. Then that's good. I was maybe that was tension coming relieved. From me. No. But now there's tension because I brought up the tension.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering what the tension is. No, there was something else I was going to say about Christmas Eve that I don't remember. A mystery of Christmas Eve. So Got You Covered obviously doesn't just have access to the Taylor gym. So hence why I met them there to let them in.
Yeah.
So we rented some stages and some extra chairs from them.
Mm-hmm.
And they were scheduled to pick them up, I think, the following Monday. And I never
saw them,
heard anything from them or from Heather, who usually connects me with them. Heather didn't hear anything. Andrew didn't hear anything.
Isaiah?
But he was out of town.
Oh, you're right.
But they did pick up their stages and chairs.
How did they get in?
Maybe someone was in the office.
Maybe.
But they didn't seemingly call us.
Okay.
So that's a bit of a mystery.
So we don't know how they got in, how they got out.
Yeah. And there's probably a very logical explanation for it. I don't think it was magic, to be clear.
It's like a Santa Claus happening.
Yeah.
They can sneak in, sneak out. Okay, so Christmas Eve happened. We got back together. Yeah, we stepped into Levi from New Zealand was here, Ricky from Vegas was here, and now, and we kicked off a Rooted campaign where we're stepping into the unknown. Well, more known. I would say the more known.
Yeah. Stepping
into a direction of purchasing land, buying a building in the midst of a lot of crazy stuff happening in the world.
Yeah.
With riots and ICE stuff and Venezuela.
Yep. Yeah.
And Greenland and a lot of political tensions and pulls and in the midst of it. Yeah. Churches growing, people are coming to faith, lots of baptisms.
Lots of baptisms.
And so it's like, I don't know where we want to land. Which one of those hit you the hardest? Is it Greenland? Do you want to talk about Greenland?
No, because that's probably the thing I know least about, if I'm being honest. I didn't really concern myself with Greenland too much. Let's talk about Rooted. I mean, I feel like that's the most prominent happening within our church. Like you mentioned, lots happening across the world in our country and all that. But yeah, let's dive into Rooted a bit more. I mean, we've had, first off, like you said, kind of officially launched it in front of the church on Sunday. We've had some meetings about it leading up to that as well. Started Rooted groups and all that. I don't know now that we've been talking about it for a few months.
Yeah.
And now we're doing it.
We're in the middle of it.
How are you processing it, and how do you feel like the reception of it has gone?
Yeah, so if you're catching up and you listen from across the pond.
Shout out to all of our British friends.
Which pond? It could be Levi and Nadia could be listening to this.
Lopez Lake?
Yeah, Laguna Lake. All our friends over by Jordan's house. If you're catching up, for the past several years, I mean, our church has jumped, some by our own choosing and due to growth demands, and some by not our choosing. We've had to move 12 times in the past 6.5 years. We've not had to move. We have moved 12 times in the past 6.5 years, and we've been praying for a steady location for every single one of those days, and we've explored every option, and we've just prayed for an open door. And the open door that God led us to was not the door that we would have necessarily thought or expected or maybe even planned, but God writes bigger and better stories, as they say. And so there's a plot of land in the city that our church is moving on. It's actually a city piece of property and a county piece of property that combined make about 8.5 acres. That we've just been walking over, praying through, negotiating through. Our leadership team has been just like weighing it for a long time now, probably since last summer. Yeah. And so we felt like this is the open door. We've knocked on other doors, trust me. We've looked at Best Buys and Rite Aids and Kohl's, and we've talked to different churches, and this is a very space-limited city. And so, we kicked off, our prayer has, God, root and establish this church in this city for generations to come. And so we have launched a capital campaign, an initiative to raise, our goal is $8 million, but our God goal is, no need for a lender, no need for any borrowing of money, is 12 million, which is a big number.
Yeah.
And And that allows us to buy land, build a building, and work towards launching a community outreach center, counseling center, after school care, that kind of thing. So, we, Luke and I and our staff has been kind of behind the scenes working on all of this stuff since before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we had like an official kind of kickoff meeting.
Yeah,
the Monday of Thanksgiving week. So
right before your wedding.
No, it was after. I got married in October.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was there.
Yeah.
That's how much a blur this is.
That's okay.
Well, I was trying to think, like, why was Skylar on the podcast 2 months ago? He must not have been. He must have been in October when he was on the podcast.
Yeah.
Wow, we've really taken a break.
It's been a while.
Wow. And so we've been meeting together, praying together. There's a great guy in our church named Paul who used to work with Nike, and he just said, hey, I can help you like project manage this thing. And it's been really like, sometimes in capital campaigns, what I've learned is that a lot of churches or a lot of entities like shop this out. Like they bring in a different entity that they pay a fee to, that they like project manage the campaign. And what's been really cool about ours, and I don't know if anybody knows this, but it's all been in-house. It's all been people in our church bringing their gifts, staff, who have just said, let's do this. Like we can do this. We can organize this. And so we're in the midst of it now. We kicked off the series officially on Sunday, but we've been in a 40 days of prayer and fasting, which has been really good for me. That's another thing we could talk about.
Yeah.
For our church. And week 2 is coming up this Sunday, and I'm not going to be here.
Yeah. You're going to be?
I'm going to be at winter camp. I said, guys,
winter camp.
If you're going to go with like the no vowels thing, why is there an camp. A on camp?
Yeah.
Is that weird?
I think it's because of the 4-letter thing.
Oh.
Maybe the blocking and proportions, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. If you can't see it.
Yeah.
This is the high school winter camp shirt that I'm wearing.
So I'm going this weekend.
So that's it. I don't know if that answered your question fully.
It does. Yeah.
Did you fall asleep in the middle of that?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I feel like there's so many things that prompt. I'll share. So we had a stakeholder dinner. That was last week, I believe.
Wednesday night.
And it was really cool. Because I was really just there as a participant, and it was stuff that I knew. The information that was being shared is obviously stuff that I've known about. I don't know. I think not playing a specific role. I mean, let a worship song at the end, but not playing a specific role in like
what's going to be communicated.
Yeah, communicating, or even Jacob took on the ABL, which was a treat for me, a gift to me. It was cool to just be able to be in it and even reflect how exciting it is. At my last church, Westport Road Baptist in Louisville, they, before a renovation that got rid of this, they had this lobby area just outside the student center. I worked with the students, so I was in that lobby often. And on the wall, I believe, if I'm remembering this correctly, had this timeline of the church. I believe the church started in the early 60s. It was a potato farm. They met in a house. Potato farm on Westport Road. Man. Met in a house that was on that farm. And there's a picture of the first gathering, people just in the house, and there's a shovel that was used to break ground that was hanging up on the wall.
That's
and
cool.
I always thought it was cool, but I feel like being a part of this now makes me think like if in 50, 60 years there was a timeline of SLO City Church, like, and I don't mean this in a prideful way, but like I would be in that picture.
Yeah.
And I would have seen the shovel that was used. You know what I mean? It's just cool to think like,
it is really cool.
This is the beginning, we believe, and are hoping and praying for, of a generational establishment,
Can I say something?
Of course.
You should share that story. Because I think that's like a perspective that I need too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you're in it, and sometimes when people are like, okay, what do we need to do? Like you sometimes you need that gift of perspective of like, this is bigger than me. This is beyond me. This is about me being a part of something that won't just impact me in the present, but will impact 50 years from now. Westport Baptist Church.
Westport Road Baptist.
Westport Road Baptist
WRBC. Yes. Shorthand. Yeah, I don't know. Cool. That's just exciting, and it's I don't know. It's crazy to think about. Like there's those moments along the way. I thought about that a lot. Often when I was rolling barrels on Saturday morning in the parking lot.
Yeah.
of like, what a weird thing to do on a Saturday morning. But then to think, I'm going to remember this 50 years from now.
Yeah.
I was like, that was the beginning. And
those barrels are still there.
those barrels are still there, dilapidated.
Yeah.
They were falling apart back then.
Our string lights for Christmas Eve are still hanging in the trees.
Some of them fell down even before we left.
Yes.
But
those big metal pipes that shake.
Yeah.
Halfway
cemented into the dilapidated barrels.
Are still there.
Still there. Did the job.
50 years from now.
Yeah.
It'll still be.
Probably.
It might be.
Oh, probably.
That's crazy.
So yeah, I don't know. That was something I got to reflect on in that meeting. And
absolutely.
That's definitely a really exciting thing to think about for our church,
Yeah.
That we're in it together. So
it's really cool. And now, we have rooted groups kicking off where people it's not like we're sitting around talking about the building campaign every week, but it's looking at the kind of church that we're dreaming about being a part of for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the invitations, I get to go and sit with some of them. And I haven't been to one yet. I think I go to one maybe tonight for the first time.
Cool.
In my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get grilled by the hard questions. I don't know what a hard question would be, but
why don't you do the podcast anymore?
Why don't you do the podcast?
Yeah.
Hey, all this money, fundraising, totally fine. Why don't you do the podcast? Deborah Pinson, this is for you.
Oh,
we're on it.
Awesome. We're doing it.
And I appreciate it because it actually is good for me. So what I'm saying is I get the opportunity to go to groups and just see how this is impacting people. And I'm really excited about that in the next couple weeks as we lead up to Commitment Sunday, which is March 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot coming. I mean, there's there's one more dinner coming up. There's a Ash Wednesday worship night. There's a
end of 40
days prayer and fasting worship night. And then there's Commitment Sunday. And then there's just a lot.
Celebration Sunday.
You're hosting a group
for that. Yeah. I mean, I'm hosting a group on Tuesday nights, which has been great. Yeah.
It's been cool for me. And I know I brought up all the cultural world stuff, but I think it's been cool for me that in the midst of all of that, our church has not been detached from it, unaware of it, or disengaged from it. We have been very, I'd say pastoral, directional in the midst of that. And even despite the chaos of the world, there is a prayer and a desire to say we're not going to get spun out in any direction. We're going to be focused on what God is calling us to do, who God is calling us to be in the here and now, and pray for the present. And so talking about a capital campaign right now in the midst of the world and everything that's happening, some people might say is I don't know. I kind of worried, is this a bad time? And I feel like the response has been no, this is the most, I don't know, a really good thing to be walking through together as a church. And again, it's not just raising money, it's being rooted in who we are. This week, Jody's going to be talking about, rooted in love, a self-giving love, and that totally connects to, I don't know, I'm just thinking of processing that, how it's been a really good spiritual, walk with Jesus kind of season for our church that I've really appreciated and needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think that's part of the beauty of groups. And to your point, especially in this season, there is so much going on. And, I think just to have a place where you're able to process things in community and share personally, hey, here's how God's speaking and moving in my life and what I feel called to, and to have time together to pray and also just have time together to laugh as well. It can be easy to just get in your head about whatever and just kind of think on all the things that are going on, right? But to have some moment of levity with people, even as you're intentionally walking through things together is I think really important.
I was getting my hair cut the other day, and the guy who cuts my hair, I think watches church online a lot and follows us on Instagram. I didn't even see this.
Yeah.
And he was just asking about the campaign, and he was asking me about questions about the world. And he was like, dude, what do you just think Jesus would do right now? In the midst of, all the tensions surrounding ICE and immigration and the stuff we're seeing in Minnesota. And, all the different things happening. I could just, we could list them all, but it'd probably make everybody anxious. And
yeah.
I was just thinking about that. Like, okay, what would Jesus do? You know, and he's like, I see some people saying like he would flip over tables. And I'm like, well, he was flipping over the tables in the church.
Yeah.
Like, he does engage Pilate with like questions that like exposes his heart and what he's after. And I was like, just processing. I was talking to my wife on a walk. I'm like, what do you think Jesus was doing? And we were just talking. I was like, I think the answer is he would just say, find somebody to serve, you know? Like, find some way that you can make a difference right now in your neighborhood by you serving and loving them. Like, so opening up your home and serving a meal to like some anxious friends and neighbors, or, you know, serving at the local school by helping somebody who's under-supported or under-resourced, or I don't know. We had a guy in Bible study who, I don't necessarily suggest this all the time, but picked up a hitchhiker, and that like led to this incredible moment of like value and dignity and care and prayer. And it was like, find somebody to serve, you know? Yeah. And I think that's been what's been really cool about this season. And I don't want to like, it's not a sales pitch for this, but I feel like for us, it's been like, we just walked out of a series called Refined Focus, like really saying like, refine us, God, focus us, God, now root us, God, you know, in not just a building, but who you want us to be in the midst of whatever is happening in the world. Yeah. And that's what I'm like blown away with by the early church. You know, it's like we were just talking about on the groups thing for next week, like that quote by Dionysius about in the plagues in the 2nd century when everybody was running out of the cities because it's like everybody's sick and dying. Like the Christians were like, we're going to stay and care for the sick and the dying without any worry about the danger that would put them in, which I just think like, what is that? How does that translate now? I don't know. All this stuff is just coming out at you now.
It's good.
Pick up the pieces.
Well, to that question of that your barber posed of like, where would Jesus be? What would he do? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like the first thing that pops in my head is I think he would show up like in whatever that looks like. You know, I think throughout the Gospels, you just see him so present and willing to let go of his time, you know, like he had places to be, things to do, people to see, but was obviously interruptible and was just present in whatever situation was with him, you know. So I think that's a big thing, like almost leading back to your ending point there of like, it's easy to not talk with your neighbors or not be around or to, you know, just go in the house, shut the door, turn on the TV, whatever it is. Yeah. But to just be present with whoever's in front of you and whatever situation is in front of you, I think is a big thing.
This is like a veering off a little bit from that, but like I was talking to my dad the other day, and you know, my dad, usually when I call him in the afternoon, historically, the conversation has been pretty similar. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, watching the news, you know, and he usually has this phrase like, somebody's shooting somebody else and somebody's mad at somebody else and the world's on fire. Yeah. You know, same thing. That's kind of his response. A lot, which, okay, if you watch the news, that's what you're going to get. Yeah. And he was saying the other day that one of his friends was, so I don't know how vulnerable I want to be here, but I've shared a little bit on stage, some about dad's struggle and how he's like walked out of, you know, he's been a year and a half, maybe 2 years sober now, walked out of alcoholism. And he had a friend who he said, I think my friend's trying to drink himself to death. And I was like, oh, all right, Dad. Like, and he was like, I'm really worried about him. I'm like, well, you know, have you thought about what you could do? And blah, blah, blah. And it was a pretty short conversation, but then he called me, I called him 2 or 3 days later. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, well, I'm watching the news. Everything's going crazy. You know, people shooting each other. He said, but today I went and met with my friend. Yeah. And I told him my story. And I sat with him and I said, you know, your life is more valuable than you realize, and you can do this, and I'll be in it with you. And he goes, and Brent, he checked himself into a rehab facility. Wow. And I'm like, dude, Dad, like, I don't know. And so that, like, that even little glimmer of like, getting outside of yourself, getting outside of the routine of just being inundated by all the bad news, and like finding somebody to serve, finding something that you can be a part of that just encourages somebody else, fixes their eyes on like an eternal hope.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's kind of that in that way, like that's been motivating for me in this season of our church of going like, empowering, encouraging even myself to like you said, slow down, be present, serve somebody. Yeah. That's that thought.
That's cool. Yeah. I don't know. And it's cool. I don't personally really watch the news or keep up with news too much apart from just what I hear from, the people I'm around. But I don't know. I think it's cool to I think it's totally okay to watch the news, to keep up with stuff. But then to your point, not be overwhelmed by those things so much so that you kind of shut off to the world around you.
Yeah.
But rather if that's almost the motivator of where is the person in my life that I need to show up to,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just kind of using that as that almost personal motivation and that using the world things to point you back to Jesus of okay, how am I part of bringing God's kingdom to my neighborhood, to my family, to my roommates or whatever.
There it is. That was the bridge right there that we were looking for, what you just said. Cool. How can I bring God's kingdom to my friends, my neighborhood, my family, which rooted campaign, week 1, seek the king, bring the kingdom. See, you did it. You bridged it for the podcast.
I didn't even mean to.
I was like, how are we going to land this plane? But you just landed it, Luke. And that's like your special sauce, Luke.
Oh, thank you. That's very
That's
kind
like your Thousand Island dressing.
Yeah.
That's your Chick-fil-A sauce, Luke. Should I keep going?
Yeah. What other sauces can we
That's
make?
That's your chocolate Wendy's Frosty, Luke. That's your special sauce.
Oh man, I do miss a Frosty. I miss Wendy's. I think there's one up in Atascadero. Now we're going way off the rails. But it's always nice to end on a little fun.
Yeah.
I think Wendy's is underrated. I'll go.
I actually do too.
Yeah, I think it's good
I don't know
stuff.
why it fell off. Wasn't there a controversy about the Wendy's, Wendy or Dave, or wasn't there a thing? Did they change the logo? Is there something in the logo? Is that what I'm remembering? I think it's
still Wendy. Are you thinking of Cracker Barrel?
I don't really know.
They changed it from
that's a controversy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How dare you try and...
Well, and some people, I've heard the theory that that's one of those things where no one was actually upset about it.
Nobody was.
But they, made it seem like it so that when they listened to the people, suddenly they're credible again.
Wendy's is good though.
Yep.
I don't know why it's small enough, but they have I used to get the double cheeseburger.
Yeah.
The big double thing in high school, and I could eat that.
Yep. It's good stuff.
So you are the special sauce, Luke.
Wow. No kinder compliment could be delivered. So
is there another special sauce that you could think of anywhere?
Well, I feel special sauce kind of always seems the same to me.
Thousand Island?
Yeah, but isn't that
Chick-fil-A?
Isn't that kind of just
No, it's what's the thing that makes you the thing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, okay. If you think about all the chicken restaurants, Cane's and Chick-fil-A and Zaxby's and all that.
Yeah.
Their special sauce.
Chipotle Ranch.
I know it's a little bit different, but it is basically the same concept.
I think you might get sued by Raising Cane's for that because it's wildly different than Chick-fil-A sauce.
I feel like in flavor, is it though? I don't know. Well, let us know what you think.
Yeah. What is your favorite special
sauce? And do they differ?
So Dairy Queen, if we're going this would be the gravy. That would be their special sauce.
Oh man. Yeah. I used to eat that chicken
fries
tender.
in the gravy, chicken fingers in the gravy.
I forgot all about Dairy Queen, honestly. Yeah. I don't think there is one.
Long John Silver's special sauce is the extra crispies that fall in the bottom.
Oh yeah. The little just breaded.
In my opinion, that's how I brand the special sauce.
Yeah. That's good. I like that.
Chili's, the ranch that you dip the chips in.
Huh. I've never been a big Chili's guy. I know a lot of people like a Chili's, but I can do without personally.
That's it.
That's all we got. Thanks so much for joining us today. There was some content, and then there was that.
Yeah.
But I hope you enjoyed every second as much as we did.
Yeah.
And
we'll be back in 7 months.
That's right. It's a quarterly podcast, a few times a year. We'll see you soon. Hope to see you Sunday. Jody's going to be here. Going to be great. Come worship with us.
No 6 p.m. service.
No 6 p.m. service.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Yep.
But is that why we're canceling the 6 p.m. service?
You tell me.
I got to ask Andrew.
I think it. Okay, yeah. We'll ask Andrew, and
we'll let you know.
We'll get back with you in 3
We'll
months.
let you know on Sunday at 6 p.m.
Sounds good.
Okay.
See ya. Have a good one.